Good morning. My name is Chase Munir Alston. Welcome to the Youth Sunday at Wedgwood Church. And now for our announcements.
Good morning, everyone. We have just a few announcements and upcoming events this morning. Next Sunday, we have Raquel Buchanan speaking again, and the title of her talk is Give Me a Clean Heart. And then the following Sunday, on February 13th, Melba Evans will be speaking on true love. And then on February 20th, Ashanti Munir and Professor Bradley Simmons from Duke University will be speaking on Sweet Baskets, Drums, and Dance, a Black History Month celebration. So you don't want to miss that. And then on February 27th, we have Never Going Home Again with Sharif Ingram. Melba, did you want to say anything about February 27th?
Yes. The folks that are in the book club met Sharif on Thursday evening. He came to our book club, introduced to us by the author of the book, Patrice Gaines. She talks about Sharif in her book, and he is a very amazing human being. I'll just tell you briefly a little bit about Sharif so you know what you have to look forward to. Sharif was 15 years old when he was arrested and tried as an adult and given a life sentence. The life sentence was because he killed a drug dealer that was threatening him as a 15-year-old. Sharif has a story to tell that everybody needs to hear. So he will be with us on the 27th and share his story and enlighten us on our criminal justice system. So you don't want to miss this Sunday, February 27th. Thanks, Liz.
Thanks, Melba. And if anyone is interested or knows anyone who might be interested in speaking at Wedgwood, we would love to have you, maybe in March or April or a later month. We would love to have you come, because as you know, at Wedgwood here, we practice an open pulpit. And so everyone is welcome to share your personal story, a life experience, or a lesson. And if you're interested in doing that or know someone who may be interested, please have them contact Melba. Our Wedgwood Community Garden is in the process of, we are planning for spring. So if anyone has any seeds for vegetables that you would like to donate, that's what we're looking for right now for planning our spring garden. Or if you'd like to participate when we are ready to plant to get things going for the next cycle, please reach out to me. I am Liz Shobe, and we'll get you situated. And we'd love to have as many folks want to come out and join us as possible. So the community garden feeds the community food pantry, and our community food pantry definitely has a lot of needs, especially this past Wednesday. It was very, very tight. We have quite a few empty bins that were full at Christmas time and Thanksgiving. And a lot of people really get excited about donating over the holidays, but the need really is year round. So I'm asking folks to please consider donating throughout the year, because we definitely need it. Our patrons certainly need it as well. So our biggest needs are listed below on the screen, and we also accept monetary donations. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to send me an email at wedgwood.church@yahoo.com or reach out to me over Facebook. The next Social Justice Book Club will meet on Thursday, February 10th at 7 p.m. They are continuing their study of Say Their Names, How Black Lives Came to Matter in America by Patrice Gaines, who is a member of the book club. Patrice is leading this study. And so please read pages 214 to 251 for that next session. And connect with us. If you are not connected with us and you would like to, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we have a website. We also have an email and phone number. So we are available lots of different ways if you'd like to get in touch with us. We also have a newsletter. So if you'd like to receive that newsletter, you can sign up for it on our website, but you can also email us and we will make sure to get you on the newsletter list. Feel free to contact us at any time at the 704 number or the Yahoo email. Melba is our ministerial coordinator. I am the community outreach coordinator, and Ashanti is the music coordinator. We also ask that you please continue to support the ministries of this church community. You can mail your donations to the P.O. box listed. You can give through Venmo, you can give through PayPal, and you can also give through Zelle. And in a moment, I'll place the link for our offering in the chat. Thank you very much. And next up, we have our prelude.
Amen. Give us hope and we'll show you the way. That's what this morning and this Sunday is about as we celebrate the youth at Wedgwood Community Church. And now our extravagant welcome.
We are all welcome to a church that works for peace, justice, equality, and the care of Mother Earth.
An extravagant welcome to you because of your gender identification, sexual orientation, ethnicity, economic situation, physical and mental challenges, doubting and believing, being depressed or full of joy.
We are a community of curious and creative spiritual seekers striving to learn and embody the way of Jesus and other spiritual leaders.
Like Jesus, we focus on the plundered and the marginalized as we try to address the major issues of our day.
One of the ways we seek to heal the world and ourselves is through sharing parts of our personal story.
We are all welcomed here.
Amen. We are all welcome here. And our words of wisdom this morning. Wedgwood Church is very active in concern of our environment and care of Mother Earth. We are a member of several organizations and are honored to be a part of creation, have selected as a creation justice church. So this morning, I am very excited to have Thomas's grandchild here with us to share with us work that Rowan has done for a Future Cities project on zero waste. And our words of wisdom this morning will come from Rowan, but also they come from Charles Moore, an oceanographer, who said, "Only we humans make waste that nature can't digest." Think about that. We are the only ones who make waste that nature can't digest. So Rowan, we are excited to hear from you and about your project.
So my name is Rowan Zerko. I am 13 and I use they, them pronouns. For the research phase, I was on water committee, which means we did research on water for our city. And for the building phase, I was on art team. We won first place in regionals and got the award for best transportation.
We're going on to nationals.
We're going to nationals at mid-February, I believe. And the award ceremony is March 23rd. March 23rd.
And you're the 8th grade middle school.
I'm in 8th grade. The 8th graders are the leaders of Future City, and we teach the 7th graders who then become the leaders next year, and the cycle continues.
Good job, Rowie.
Fantastic.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Rowan?
Not really. I was just one of like the 25 or something, not 25, like 45 people that worked on this. We had 7th graders, 8th graders. We even had 8th and maybe even 9th graders come back from the high school to help because they did this before. So
yeah, their team
You guys did a really good job, kiddo. Really good job.
It's absolutely amazing. It brings hope when you see 7th and 8th graders thinking like this for the future. And I loved the statement by the young person who said, "When has our government ever been inefficient?" that says it all, doesn't it? So thank you so much for sharing that. You're inspiring, you're encouraging, and we wish you the best of luck, the best of everything as you go to national competition with this. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good luck. Good luck.
And now we will go to our moment for all ages with Gavin and Chase. Jesus loves the children.
This is a story of Jesus blessing the children, and it comes from the Bible, Mark chapter 10, verse 13 through 16.
One day Jesus came to a small town on the road to Jerusalem. Everyone heard that Jesus was there, and the parents wanted to take their children to see Jesus. Parents began bringing little children to see Jesus for him to bless them. But some men told them not to bother him. Jesus heard from them and did not like what they had said. Jesus told the men to let the children come to him. He said that the kingdom of God is for people who are like children. He let the children climb on his lap. He hugged them and blessed them. This story teaches us that children were very important to Jesus, and just like Wedgwood Church, Jesus loves all people of all ages. Everyone is important.
Beautiful. Thank you, Gavin, and thank you, Chase. And now we will go to celebrations and concerns. Chad's father had to have a heart catheterization this week, so we certainly want to remember Chad. Chad works with our food pantry and is a member of Wedgwood. We certainly want to remember Chad and his father this week as he recovers from heart catheterization. Betsy, I believe, has had some good news with Brad this week. We want to continue to remember them. Any update today, Betsy?
His symptoms are getting tougher and tougher every day. So he's having a hard time swallowing medicine, and sometimes just swallowing brings tears to fall. So he's managing, he's doing amazing, but please continue just to, pray him through it. They said that the symptoms starting now get worse until 2 weeks after. So he's dealing with a bit of pain, but thank you so much.
All right. And I didn't say Chad, it's Chad Turner. I don't know why I didn't say his last name, but Chad Turner's dad who had the heart catheterization. Laura's cousin's daughter, Erin, who is going through some real trials health-wise. Laura, do you have any kind of update?
Yes, I do, actually. Thank you for your prayers. Erin is home now, awaiting some repair, the self-repair work before they can go in. She needed heart bypass surgery, and she has some hurdles to overcome before she can do that. She has 2 little boys. One has cerebral palsy, and she's a single mom. So continue to keep her in your prayers if you would until she can go in. She has 2 stents in her heart now, but the bypass surgery has to wait until some other healing can take place in her body. But thank you for your prayers.
Thank you, Laura. And Ashanti, Naj is moving into new housing soon, and we celebrate that, and we want to keep her in our prayers as well. And Connie Green's friend, and she visited Wedgwood at least once, Dr. Dolores Finger Wright, who is having COVID for the 3rd time, breakthrough case. Any update, Connie?
As of yesterday, she's sitting up, still having some brain freeze, but she's at least able to sit up. She's been just in a supine position, sort of in a unconscious state. So she's sitting up, praise God. So thank you for your concerns and prayers.
Thank you. We certainly will keep remembering her. And then our member, Donna Carter, as you saw in the newsletter this week, has gone into hospice. And so we want to continue to lift her up and give her strength during these days that lie ahead. Send her a message if you can. I'm sure she would love to hear from everyone. So we want to remember Donna. Are there any others?
I'd like just to lift up Lisa Ellsworth's family. Her grandfather transitioned 2 nights ago.
Okay.
And so she's in Mississippi, in Mississippi dealing with those issues.
And if you know Pat Cochran, her daughter is having serious long haul. She is on our county commissioners, and her daughter has been in elected office as well, but she is having long haul COVID symptoms. It's been her third relapse, and the doctor says, in his words, her lungs have really taken a beating. And she's young. So we want to remember them, and we want to remember all of the people who are suffering with COVID, all the families that are involved and are hurting. We just want to lift them all up. Any others? Ashanti?
A friend of mine, a musician friend of mine, his wife her name is Colette Wagner. My friend's name is Rick Wagner, and his wife just was diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, and this past Thursday was her first chemo treatment, and she's not feeling good at all, and awful headache, and she had to go to the emergency room. It's the after effect. So I just would like if you could say a prayer for both of them going into this. The husband is amazing, standing right there with her. It's Rick and Colette Wagner here in Charlotte. So just giving them strength to deal with this. It's a long journey. My mom had breast cancer, and it's a long journey.
Yes.
I have two prayer requests. The first one, I'm preparing for a test, and I would love if anybody could just lift me up to keep me focused. I find myself drifting off a lot, doing other stuff, but I'm getting really close. February 18th is my test date. So I would like to be lifted up for focus. And then after hearing the presentation from Thomas's granddaughter, I wanted to say, let's lift up all the children as well, because I already feel very hopeful. Let's lift up all of the children because they have the ability to possibly save our world. So let's lift them up as well. So that's it. Thank you.
Any others? Well, we will have a few moments of silence. Use it as your beliefs lead you. If you believe in prayer, use it as prayer time. If you don't, use it as meditation time, use it as a quiet time, or just use it as self-reflection. Amen. And now it is my pleasure to turn the service over to Rhea Becker. Everyone knows Rhea as a Wedgwoodian, and we are very eager to hear you speak this morning. Don't be nervous. We're just your friends that you're talking to. So we look forward to hearing Breaking Silence. And if everyone would mute themselves, that would be awesome.
Good morning. My name is Rhea Becker. For those of you who don't know me, I'm 17 years old and I'm a junior in high school. Today I want to talk about all of the problems that are kind of going on in high school that we may not be aware of as, you know, older people who are not in high school anymore. But we're going to be covering some pretty deep topics, so just keep that in mind. I first want to start off with talking about something that's been kind of bubbling up, at least in CMS. Sexual harassment and assault in high school has been kind of going, you know, the statistics of it are just skyrocketing. I wanted to first kind of share my experience with it, just because I've definitely dealt with things from kids and, you know, my peers and teachers. So I want to talk about how when I first started in my school, you know, I had moved a few times. I was nervous, but very excited to be in a new environment. I met great friends, but it only took about a week till I started dealing with some not very friendly things in my last block. Fourth block was my math, and there were some boys that liked to say things about me. You know, it was about a daily thing. They would say like very degrading and, you know, not things you should say about somebody that you don't know. The four of them would just, you know, constantly do it. And I wasn't aware of it for about, I want to say 3 weeks, until a peer from that class actually came up to me and had told me about it because, you know, they figured I should know. And after a month, you know, somebody from my class decided to report it. I still don't know who it was, but they reported it. And the administrator from my grade decided to pull 3 kids randomly out of that class, and they all heard it. So, and they all gave examples of it, which means that my entire class was aware of these boys commenting on my body. And I can't imagine that my teacher didn't hear it, which is just, you know, not the greatest thing to think about since, you know, he was a male himself. And I figured, you know, if he did hear it, he should say something. So I was called to the office and I was given the chance regarding Title IX to put this on like a record, but I decided not to because that would create a lot of drama just in high school in general, which I think some adults don't realize. But you know, most of the violence in high school today, the fights, you know, they're all about sexual harassment, which I think not a lot of people understand. Like most of them are about like, you know, some guy, his girlfriend, you know, was sexually harassed by another guy and they fought about it. It's surfacing a lot of violence in my school. Another thing from teachers is just that teachers don't know how to address dress code. You know, I understand that they have a dress code. I still think there shouldn't really be a dress code, and if parents have like, you know, an idea of what they want their kids to wear, they can talk to them privately. But teachers, they'll stop a girl who's, I don't know, wearing a shorts too short or wearing a crop top that's showing maybe like an inch of her stomach, and they'll say, you know, you can't be coming to school like that, or we need to find you. An example of what an administrator said to me, or someone that worked in the office, said, you know, we need to find you some pants when I was wearing shorts that were completely appropriate, by the way. So, you know, I'll tell about that, but I went to the administrator for talking about my schedule and, you know, my classes, trying to work towards graduation, being very excited about that. And I was stopped by an administrator in the office, and she called me over and said, you know, we need to find you some pants. And so I was just kind of like in shock, and she kind of like looked me up and down, and, you know, so I was like, okay, you know, I wasn't gonna fight with her right there in front of everybody. So she brings me over to this closet full of all these clothes that I don't know who they belong to. And she's making me rummage through this bucket of jeans that weren't even my size. So I'm looking through this, and she decides to say, does your mom know you come to school like that? That's kind of what broke me in a way. I was kind of like, okay, maybe I'll just let this go. But after she said that, I was like, okay, yeah. So I stood up and I looked at her and I said, can I ask what's the problem with my shorts? And she said that they were too short. And I put my fist down because the new policy is that shorts have to be fist length. And I put my fist down and they were fist length. She said, they're not fingertip length. I did tell her that I didn't think that was the dress code, that it had changed. She said that it didn't. So I took the jeans and I went into the bathroom and I changed and I called my mom. And my mom was very like, all right, I'm coming over here. Remind you, I was pulled out of class. So I'm missing class currently. And my mom was pulled from work. So my mom gets there and we sit down with, another administrator, and we're telling her this story about how I was just dress coded for shorts that weren't appropriate. We get the handbook, we show, this this woman the handbook that she allegedly said that wasn't true. And I was right. It said fist length. My shorts were appropriate. They were fist length. She made a mistake. And if I had made the mistake of thinking that they were fist length and they weren't, I would have apologized. I would have apologized immediately for, doubting her. I did not get an apology from her, nor my mom. My mom did not get an apology. She just kind of stood there and just she didn't look me in the eye. And it didn't bother me necessarily as much as like, I'm missing class for this, I missed my entire first block for this. And she said something that has stuck with me since, like, this happened. Like, I just can't ever forget it. But she said, we have a dress code because we are in a high school full of young men who like to touch what they see and comment on what they see. And I immediately was like, yeah, no, that's not my responsibility. And my mom backed me up on that. She was like, yeah, that's not my daughter's problem, So yeah, I just wanted to share that because I think we don't know like how much teachers are also like just shaming these young women about their bodies. And we're all different shapes and sizes, a girl who's wearing a tank top but has smaller breasts might not get dress coded, but a girl who's wearing a tank top and does, she'll get dress coded. It's a very degrading way to deal with dressing appropriately. So I also wanted to share about how we can help, how I think we can help people who are being sexually harassed or assaulted. And I think we need to teach a lot more about consent, because when I was in sex ed, we didn't really talk about it. They said, you have to have consent to like do this, but they didn't tell us what consent was. Like, they didn't go, this is consent. They don't talk about how you can change your mind whenever you want, like that's okay to say you want to do it and then change your mind. They don't tell you that, and they don't make it clear that they support these people who are being victimized and need these people who don't understand how to be safe to get consent. They don't make it clear. I also think we need better consequences for people who do sexually harass people, especially if they do it like, over and over again. I understand if maybe you thought like, hey, this girl's pretty, maybe she'll like to be complimented like this. But if it keeps going on and you've been told that you need to stop, I think there needs to be a bigger consequence. I think maybe there needs to be some sort of record that moves on to college or to their first job, personally, just because, it's not going to stop, obviously, if they keep doing it. There is a pattern between how kids who have dealt with sexual harassment or sexual assault grow up to show that type of behavior. So, even just like sitting down, talking with them, discussing what consent is, therapy at all, like just being there for them, telling them that, I don't hate you for what you do. I want you to understand that this isn't okay. Let's see here. Oh, I did want to read some statistics about sexual harassment that I did find. 1 in 8 girls is sexually harassed in high school, and that's just being reported because there are a lot of women who don't report it. And 60% of high school boys find it acceptable to force sex on a girl in some circumstances. And I found this off of Asia America. It was an article about statistics in high school about sexual harassment, you know, the statistics about this is just like shockingly high. 1 in 20 girls ends up switching schools from sexual harassment, which I think by itself just shows that they feel they can't go to administration and would rather start completely over than tell somebody. I wanted to share what I think could be the best way to support somebody who's going through this. You know, just listen, be there. You know, don't bombard them with questions about like when did it happen, where did it happen, as soon as they tell you, because that's just, it almost is like a way of saying like, I don't know if I fully believe you. So just like, you know, be there forever. You know, tell them that you love them, reassure them that they're beautiful, strong, and they will get through this. You know, let them come to you. You know, if you find out through somebody else, then you know you're absolutely welcome to bring it up. You know, but it's definitely a hard thing to talk about. I wasn't sure if I was gonna share this because of anxiety. But during my freshman year of high school, I was raped during sometime in January by my boyfriend. It probably went on for, I want to say it went twice a week for a month. So it was definitely something that, you know, it was really hard on me. It still is. 2 years later, I'm still dealing with it. So it's not something that just immediately goes away. So these people who are being, you know, sexually assaulted, it's gonna affect their grades and their way of going through life and communicating with their parents and communicating with friends. You know, I did lose God a little bit when that happened. You know, I still deal with the concept that, you know, maybe it was my fault. I'm getting so much better at it because I've been through therapy and on medications. But I did lose God, and I did blame him a lot because it was, you know, because I was a loving person and I didn't understand why he would lead this person to me in my life. But I've grown to know that I think he gave this experience to me so I could help other people through it and be there for other women who've dealt with something similar to this, or men, because I know some guys who have dealt with you know, sexual harassment and they experience pain just as much as I do. You know, I can't tell people like what it feels like. It's just you're completely disconnected from you and your body. And I would never wish it on anyone. And I just want to be able to help people who go through it, provide them a sense of love and a sense of, you know, we will get through this. This will end at some point, you know, this will get better. This will grow on and this will thank you. Thank you, Raquel. And we will grow into beautiful people who have had hard things in our past, but we will be able to conquer them. You know, I really do think it's kind of terrifying to know that this is happening with such young people. Like this is usually something you hear between, you know, college years, and it's just as sad. But to know that these, you know, even boys as young as 15 have gone through something like this or have done it to somebody else, and girls, you know, it's, you know, I was 15 when I was raped, and it, you know, for a long time I didn't understand what it was because I didn't know really what it was. I didn't know like what exactly consent was and what I needed to say or what I needed to communicate or what I was allowed to say. Yeah, it was definitely something very hard. People are hurting, teenagers are hurting, and we need to hear them. They need support and love, and they need to know you hear them and what they're going through is real. As for perpetrators, they need to explain the pain that they're putting someone through. You know, I think they need to understand like the effects of being sexually harassed or assaulted. They need consequences with no excuses or help with care that they need. These young people see this as a very like daily thing. This is normal. This, you know, every girl experiences this at some point. Every guy experiences this at some point, something with this. You know, our young people, we're growing up, and, you know, we can't let our voices be silenced. And it was very hard for me to think about like coming here and talking about it, because I was nervous because I've never really done like public speaking, and this is a very hard topic to talk about. And I'm probably a little messy at this, but you know, we need to be there for all of them, boys, girls, whether they're hurting people or they're being hurt. You know, we need to see the actions that are happening and understand that this is because of, you know, a bigger picture. Like, these teenagers aren't fighting each other because they're teenagers. They're fighting with each other because no one's hearing them. No one's listening. No one's backing them up. Thank you. Thank you for having me speak today, and giving me a chance to share my story and how I think we can help and love and provide hope to people who have been, you know, hurt, as I still struggle with finding hope in every day, because it's still something I find myself thinking about every day. I think that sums it up. But thank you so much for everything and for letting me speak. Sorry if I was a little like all over the place. Thank you. Thank you.
We love you, and we thank you so much for sharing this with us this morning. It took a lot of courage. You are very brave, but you have opened the eyes of many people this morning.
Thank you.
Who were not aware of what all was going on. And now we'll continue this discussion, and after the amen, but we'll go to Ashanti for our closing song.
I had a song ready, and it's a song from Moana. And I know it's a child's movie, but you know, some children's movie aren't really children's movie because the story and the guidelines of the story and it's really an adult story. And so I was listening to the lyrics, and I thought this would be great because it's anyway. So I changed my song by listening to your story. I changed it in the middle of listening to you. So here's my song. No music, just all heart. There must be a reason for our life. Are we just a tiny speck of dust in the wind? I feel there must be a reason for my life, and I need to know if there's a path to take, or my good deeds only for goodness sakes. And if I sleep, should I carry my wake? There must be a reason for
be a reason for our lives. There must be a reason all my life. There must be a reason for our life. A reason for our life. A reason for our life.
There's a reason. Right.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone who participated this morning. The young people, you are just absolutely amazing. And you give us all hope with your ability to speak out, to put truth to power, to share your stories. We thank you. And the benediction this morning is mainly focused on our young people today. As you leave this place, remember who you are. Know that you are loved. Use your voice for good in the world. Believe that you can make a difference because you can make a difference. Care for creation and all of God's people, no exceptions. And come back often, for you'll always have a home here at Wedgwood. In the name of the loving Creator, our beloved friend, and love itself, go in peace and with our blessings.